anyway, here we go, you guys. This is Music Business 101, and this is something that we do usually the last Friday of every month. It's free advice for you guys. So we always have special guests on, and we talk about the state of the music business as it is now in 2021, what happened in 2020, and where we're going with the music industry. Things are changing, you know, just in life in general, with the vaccines and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about all this stuff. Super great. If you guys can pipe questions down below. I got David here who's going to be facilitating them. Some of you sent questions in already for Ty, who we're going to bring in a minute. Ty Cannon from Aftermath. Literally Dr. Dre's right-hand A&R guy. That's the guy. So, friend of mine, known him for a very long time, and we are going to bring him in just a few minutes. So, remember, this is all free, you guys. So, like, I've been around for a million years. Ty's been in the business for 20 years plus. So you guys feel free to ask us whatever you want. It doesn't work if you don't ask questions, okay? So we have some, but David's keeping track. You can pipe them in down below. Before we get full on into it, I wanted to let you know that tonight after this, we have a live stream concert with Dave B. And you can watch that and grab tickets at shptickets.com. We have great support on the Dave B show tonight. It starts at 7 p.m. Pacific. So we'll wrap this up at 6. Grab something to eat. 7 o'clock, we got Dave B live from Hollywood. And the support acts are dope, you guys. We have Jason Channel on the bill. We have Jackie Kennedy on the bill. And JP Caruso. So those guys plus Dave B tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific. Go to shptickets.com to grab tickets for it. And it's just another live stream that we've been doing. And I'm telling you guys, they're the only way right now, really. They're the only path. And people are buying tickets for live streams. So you hear me talk about it every month. We are booking them. We are promoting them. We are adding openers to the live stream concerts. We are renting out the same venues that we would do normal shows at. And we're bringing in the most professional camera crews you guys have ever seen, like American Idol type people. They literally work for American Idol. So we're bringing in high quality camera crews. We are renting venues, the Mint, the Troubadour, El Cid, Viper Room, you name it. That's for LA. We're going to be doing them in New York at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn. We're going to be doing them in Chicago. So my advice, I say this every month, you guys, some of you have not performed in a year. Like legit, other than Instagram Live, you have not performed in front of an audience, whether it's a live audience or a virtual audience. So you don't want to be forgotten. You want to really, until the stuff comes back, you want to be out there and you want to be performing. And if that means performing virtual, that means performing virtual. Instagram Live's fine, you know, cool to perform on that or whatever, but my suggestion to you guys, I say this every month only because we see it. We see the metrics. We see people buying tickets for it. We see people watching it. We're all going to watch our live stream tonight at 7 o'clock. The guys are down at the venue shooting it, wrapping up. So live streams, if you're an unsigned artist, and even if you're signed, consider a live stream. It's just for now, like concerts still, even with the vaccine, still probably looking at summer. Summer at best. And when it does come back, you're going to see stuff come back at like 20% capacity. I know like in Chicago, I think that's about to happen where you can have live indoor events for 25 people. So so just consider the live stream. I'm big on it. Tonight, Dave B with Jason Channel, who's awesome. JP Caruso and Jackie Kennedy, awesome. 7 p.m. Pacific, go to SHP Tickets. I think the tickets are like $12. So if you want to see how we're doing it and you want to see the format that we're using and you want to see the platform we're using, which is frontroad.stream, you can see the professionalism of what we're doing, and maybe that'll help you decide if you want to do them. Now, when we have available gigs, we are sending our newsletters out every Monday. So some of you are getting the newsletter. Some of you guys don't know what the newsletter is. The link in the bio, put your email in there. Every Monday we send out an available gigs email, which says what we're looking for where, live stream or live shows when they come back.
Yeah,
and then,
that was someone's question too, if you want to give them the main email to reach out to as well.
Yeah, so there's a booking info. All the information is in our bio, but you can always send an email to info@webookbands.com. And a lot of people are like, hey, dude, I want to book a show. How can I book a show? What show can I get on? And the simple answer is there really isn't anything live. So there's live stream, like I mentioned, and the 3 supports that got on the Dave B show tonight are going to get a ton of exposure because they're going to get all of Dave B's crowds. And everyone, once they tune into a live stream, you're usually there for the whole thing. So whether you're watching on your phone or you're watching on your laptop or your smart TV, live stream, people are tuning in and they're sticking around. So again, live stream for now, it's the right thing to do. I think we've seen the data, people are buying tickets for it. And you don't have to be Justin Bieber to do a live stream. February 19th, we have Simba live from Hollywood. And Simba is buzzing pretty hard. So we are doing a live stream with Simba on February 19th. If we're booking supports, we'll have it in the newsletter, which sign up in the bio. Some of the upcoming Q&As on February 26th, which is the last Friday of the month. We're going back to that because of the holidays are over. But February 26th, my guest is going to be Atron Gregory. Now, Atron was the first manager for Tupac, and he managed Digital Underground. And he also executive produced Tupac's first 2 albums. So Atron Gregory will be my guest on February 26th. Mark the date. You'll see all the promo, get the newsletter. We're going to talk about everything Tupac. I'm a huge Tupac fan, for those of you who know me. I'm a huge Shock G fan. I'm friends with Shock G. I used to have some of his... I used to have his glasses and nose behind my bar here, but I got to look for it. But anyway, Shock's cool. So we're going to talk about Digital Underground. We're going to talk about giving birth to Tupac. And we're going to talk about the business, the music business then and now. We're going to talk about it from what it was like in the early to mid 90s to where we're at in 2021. So that's February 26th, Atron Gregory. March 26th, the last Friday in March, Steve Lobel. Okay, Lobel is the guy. We work it. Lobel has been in the industry longer than me. He's done everything, knows everybody, and I'm really curious to talk to him about the music business and getting signed and not signed and management and all that good stuff. Steve Lobel, March 26th, and then the last Friday of April, April 30th, we're going to have Crooked Eye. So Crooked Eye is going to come on. He's going to talk about, being an independent artist and being on a major. He's been on both, and what the differences are. So those are the Q&As that are coming up, and you guys can get all that information. I'm telling you, hit the newsletter link in the bio, so we can send you this stuff because it's easy to forget. We send out the Monday available gigs newsletter, and then we send out a Friday national newsletter. It goes to like 100,000 people. So if any of you guys want to advertise in it or whatever, that's an option too. We are doing marketing PR packages. That info is in the link in the bio as well. And that's sort of the notes for right now. So do we have any more? I want to take like 2 more questions, and I want to bring in, Ty in.
All right, cool.
We got a lot to talk about.
So let's see. Someone asked, any quick tips for a parent that could be newly managing their kid?
Any tips for a parent who's going to manage their kid?
Yeah.
They used to call this stage moms. When I was an actor back in the day, stage mom is someone who takes their kid around to all the auditions. It'd be the same sort of thing with management and music as a family member. My personal opinion is I think to start it's okay, but eventually when you have family members as management, eventually there's conflict. It's just more often than not there is. It's just for some reason there's family and there's business, and when the two come together it doesn't always work. It works in the beginning, but more often than not family members as management or agents I would say, I mean, I'm throwing it out there, but I'd say 75% of the time, a family member does not work out as the long-term solution as a manager or an agent. But to start off, I think it's fine.
And then, real quick, do you think TikTok is a good marketing tool, or what other app could you recommend?
Do I think TikTok is a good marketing tool? I do. People are on it. Anywhere where people are is great for promo. So I do. I don't see Ty in there, so you know.
Okay, yeah, he just texted me back.
Okay. So TikTok, I don't really. He just joined, but he needs to come in. TikTok, yeah. I mean, people where there's eyes. Here we go with Ty. Where there's eyes on you, I would now.
Did you request?
Yeah, she says waiting for the real PhD. Here we go. There he is. I told you, dude. I told not recognize me. I told David to tell you.
Oh, crap.
Who is this guy?
Dude,
Who is this guy?
I told David to text you that Ty will not recognize me. And for those of you who don't know, I haven't had a haircut in over a year. It's about a year right now. And
Well, look at this.
Too, man.
This is crazy, yo.
Oh, you gotta pull that out. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I have to do something with it. How you doing, man?
Have you had haircuts since quarantine?
I was just like little small ones, split ends, just basic stuff. But no, I haven't had a real haircut since quarantine.
I mean,
my beard was actually a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, why do it anyway? It's like, it is what it is. This is, if you're ever gonna let shit grow, now is the time. You know what I mean? I mean, this is the time in our lives where it's like, fuck it, let it all out. However it is, let it be.
I can care less, man. I'm not even tripping. I'm not even tripping.
And so, are you in LA right now?
I'm in LA. Yes.
Awesome.
I might have to go to New York next week, but I'm here, man. I'm not going nowhere.
Cool.
I'm not going nowhere.
Cool. Well, I'm so glad that you're joining us, man. And we've been doing this for about 6 or 7 months. And I know I've been bugging you about it for a few months. And actually, this weekend was supposed to be Grammys. So this was actually Grammy Friday. So I was pretty much sure you were going to be at something like a Rock Nation thing or something, you know?
Yeah, the brunch and just something. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not happening this year.
Yeah, and we're usually slammed during Grammy week. I know you've been to some
I
other
know.
stuff, but we usually have the Glasper Grammy Jam, and we've done Layla at the Troubadour, and last year I think we did Wyclef Grammy thing. So, we're usually busy with it, and obviously, we're in 2021 now, and things are just weird, and they seem to get better some days, and then some days it's not. It's like, and then
Yeah, I feel like once they really get the vaccine right, I think we'll start seeing more and more of, everything opening back up for us. But it's not right now. It's a lot of things that's not right. So, hopefully soon, we can get out there and do our thing.
Yeah.
And because,
it's crazy. So just want to go over a little bit about your background. Obviously you and I have known each other for, probably maybe 15 years, 12, 15 years, I'm thinking. So you are originally from the East Coast, right? Your parents from the East Coast?
Yeah, my mother's from Harlem. My father's from Orange, New Jersey. And they moved to LA and they had me and my sister. But, all my family is back there. I have only a few people here that I can say is my family. But
and then you went to Northridge, right?
I went to Northridge.
And then you used to throw parties, DJ parties, right?
Yeah, I did parties. That's actually how I started to get into music. Just as a youngster, listening to K-Day, that was AM radio, listening to Dre, do the traffic jams and stuff like that. So it's kind of like where I started my real love for music. Just, obviously in the household, They play music during the weekends. My parents and my grandmother and my uncle, they play music. But just getting that culture in New York, listening to like the LA culture here, I was like well versed on just music. It was crazy. But I started off DJing, but
Yeah.
I've been throwing parties. I was doing a party, like a dance party, just so people can get out and dance and just have some fun. But obviously COVID shut that down.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know, a couple of years ago, you asked me about a spot. We were talking about Viper Room maybe or something.
Hmm.
You were going to rebrand it or bring it back or something, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I'm gonna try to do something. I mean, I was looking at different locations where I can possibly have it, like Cabo,
Wow.
Tulum. I mean, it's like different places where it's a little more open, so a lot, people can come. But I mean, obviously, money is tight with a lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know if that's even the right, it's the right time to even attempt something like that.
So when we met, which I'm trying to pinpoint it, and I feel like it was somewhere at either the Roxy or the Key Club. Do you remember?
Um, it probably was key.
Could
I
it have
think it
been
was
like,
before.
could it have been like Fonte and Ninth or something like that?
It was before that. It was actually before that. Because I was managing an artist named Kita, and
That's right.
Kita was
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So Kita was starting to bubble in LA, and you was helping me out with a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff. So that's how we. I think I knew you before then, but
Good.
that's where we really start working, and then obviously the Little Brother stuff, Slum Village,
Yeah.
Dwelle,
Yeah.
Kendrick, and just all that stuff was happening. I mean, SHP was booming, like a lot of people, man.
Was
It was
crazy,
booming.
dude. So
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
so we, so yeah, it was. That's right, Akita. And then I remember you were like, "Hey, do you want to fuck with Slum Village?" And I
Hmm.
was like, "Are they still doing? I mean, who's left? And are they still doing stuff?" And you're like, "Yeah." And then you paired me with those guys, and then
Yeah,
we started doing Slum Village, and then I think we got into Marsha maybe, or like.
yeah.
But
We
I
we did
know,
we did Martin. We
yeah,
did a
and
lot, Sean. We
no,
did a
I
lot.
know, I know. I usually remember everything. I couldn't remember. I forgot about Akita, but it all comes back to me. And he was really good too. And I
Yeah,
remember,
remember? Yeah, we got Dre out one time.
yeah, yeah.
We
And
got Dre
so,
out one time.
so yeah, and so Dre. So that kind of leads me into it. And obviously, you have a really cool position with Aftermath and Dr. Dre. Um, and I want to talk about other things than that, but I want to find out how. So musically in your business, how did you get into the Dre camp and Aftermath?
Crazy stories. So my brother Focus has been, you know, brothers from another mother. We've been rocking since '93. I used to rap. Um, so he was in our group and he was the producer of the group. So he was producing and he was rapping. It was four of us. Um, Amazing talent, just somebody that, I look up to still today. We still work together today. Um, Went through all these processes through the '90s, trying to figure out if I'm going to rap, I'm going to produce, go behind the scene. I'm kind of giving you the long story to
No,
get
it's
to it,
cool.
but so um, Focus was more of like an R&B guy, but he had the grit of a Battle Cat or a DJ Cool or a Daz, Dre. He had that grit in him to produce those type of records. He moved to Atlanta. I was still here, and a couple cats caught wind of him and brought him to Dre. This is like '99, so right after Dre dropped 2001 is so early 2000. Dre caught wind of him. They start talking, and he signed him as an in-house producer.
Hmm.
This is the year 2000. So he started rocking, Aftermath was pumping a lot of records at the time. So I'm close to Focus. He brings me in, and I don't have no official position. I'm just there, absorbing the whole situation with Dre. And Dre has been, cool since day one. And that's one of my idols. So moving forward, they're going through all this stuff at Aftermath. And me and Dre was always cool. So I was always respectful of all the A&Rs that was there before me. So I would just send them the music, because I always had music. So I would send them the music and hopefully it would get to Dre. I mean, Focus was, concentrating on being a producer. So he didn't send anything to Dre. So one time we're just in the studio, actually with Keita. Keita was writing for Dre at one point.
Wow.
And Dre was just like, a beat came on and he asked me to play a beat and I played it and he liked it. And he's like, man, where's this beat been? I said, well, I sent it to your A&R. I was just being respectful. He was like, no, send everything to me. Send it directly to me. So that's when me and him start really rocking out. This is like 2009, maybe like 2009. So I just kept sending him music and he kind of moved away from the music for a minute because Beats by Dre was booming and he didn't really, Kendrick was kind of self-contained with TDE, M was doing his thing. So there was no real artist there. There was no need for him to do anything. But I kept pushing him. I just kept pushing him. And just he called me and was like, yo, man, I'm thinking about doing the music thing again. What do you think about it? And I'm like, yo, like, I'm down. I'm down to rock. So another 6 to 8 months go by, and then we just make it official. And then I just start rocking with him. And I haven't stopped since, Obviously, we're like brothers and we fight and, there's some downtime. But we're good. Like, that's my bro. And, we just been rocking ever since.
That's awesome, man. And I remember you drove by my office and dropped off some beats for me one time.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The headphones. No, the power beats.
Yeah, because you want to work out it. You want to work out in them.
Yeah, and I still, those are probably 7 or 8 or 9 years old, but I still wear them on the plane, and those are the ones I use. So, they're awesome. And I remember, talking to you about it. You're like, yo, yeah, I gotta be in the studio with Dre, and Dre, I got all this work to do, and I gotta be available all the time, and it's really, really awesome. So, so what is sort of the because we have questions from people. So some people submitted questions earlier. Some people are going to pipe in now. You're writing them down, David. Mm-hmm. I see someone's got one in the bottom. But so I'm just going to run through these questions, and then you want to just give us an answer, that'd be cool. If you don't want to answer, that's cool.
Hey, it's fine. Let's go.
Yeah. So because we have a lot of like unsigned artists that tune into this, and really that's why I call it Music Business 101, because I like to just give people the basics, because so many people don't know, and like there's so many people that aren't being helped, and I all of these are archived and people can see them on webookbands.com. There's a link to our YouTube and all that, so this will be available if you missed part of it, you guys. Is Aftermath considered a record label or more of a production company?
It's still a label. It's still a label, but we handle a lot of production. So it's kind of anything under that, those umbrellas. We can pretty much do whatever. Dre he can do whatever he wants. It can be a label. It can be a production company. It can be a publishing company. It can be whatever. It just really depends on what he wants to do. But yeah, pretty much we've handled all those things at Aftermath. So
I'll ask you this question. How many artists are currently signed to Aftermath? Like signed?
4 counting Dre.
Okay.
4 counting Dre. And you pretty much can guess the 3.
Yeah.
So.
And so does he still give you sort of carte blanche to like, hey, Ty, or he calls you Focus? Does he call you Focus or Ty?
Well, no, Focus is my brother.
PhD, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, he calls me Ty or Taheem.
Okay.
He just
okay. So do you still have carte blanche? Like, if someone gave you some music, right, and you were like, "This is dope," you could still take it to him, and with that, there's still, even though you guys don't don't sign a bunch of artists, but there's still the chance that he would sign that artist.
I mean, I can send it to him right now. And, he'll listen to it right this second. So he's very tapped in. And he wants to hear something new all the time. He enjoys the fact of working with new artists, and he's a workaholic. He definitely stays in the studio and he works. He constantly works. It might just be something I hear and I'll be like, yo, Dre, just check this out. It can just be a sound or an intro to a movie or just something, and he will listen to it and he'll critique it and he'll get back with you. But yeah, obviously if it's an artist, he will definitely take a listen. He listens to everything.
And he's obviously super particular, or you'd have 25 artists on the label or 100.
Yeah, there's a long list of artists that I brought in, or at least mentioned, to try to get over there, and I mean, it really didn't. They're elsewhere now, and I'm hurt about it. But I mean, at least we did get Anderson through.
And those were artists that he listened to, right? And he just was like,
Yes.
I'm not feeling it for signing them.
No, I mean, sometimes it's like it's just not the right situation. He would do it, but like I said, he really works with artists from the ground up. So if you look at a Snoop, Ice Cube, Eminem, they was really at the very 50 Game. They was really at the beginning stages of their career when he was working with them, and then they became these mega artists. And he just loves that, like that hunger of a young artist that really wants to get the knowledge from him and learn, because he's a teacher at the end of the day, and he knows what he's doing. So you just got to listen. I brought some people in there, and they was trying to be something, and then they bump heads with Dre, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's very he's very, very cool. He's like a normal guy, and he wants the best out of you. So you might do a take 100 times. You might do it, and I've seen it done. I've seen it done to the best. But it's just something that he's hearing in here that he wants to hear come out of the speaker. So it's a real particular process with him. But yeah, to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you, but I've seen it in the news and obviously on Instagram that he's feeling better and he's back to work and everything. And is that's true?
Oh, he's very, very back to work.
Yeah.
Getting his health together. And Cardiac is in the chat room right now. Cardiac Flatline, one of the dopest producers out. He's done, a long list of things, and that's my brother. We've worked together on a lot of things. I told him when I first met him, and this is crazy, like, yo, we're gonna make some money together. This trust me. And he kept telling me, like, yo, man, I'm gonna get Dre to rap on 808s. So on the Compton album, he did For the Love of Money with Jill Scott and John Connor, and he did another record, Deep Water, with Kendrick. He collabed with a couple other producers on that.
We did John Connor at the Troubadour, like right at that moment, and it just he was awesome, but he didn't hit for some reason, John Connor.
Yeah, it just sometimes it just doesn't work out. Yeah. Like, I love John, and
he's dope. He was so nice to us. Like, we literally did him at the Troubadour right when I think he was a freshman or something, and he was starting to pop a little bit. And this leads me into the next thing. So a lot of people don't know what A&R means. So what are sort of your responsibilities as a direct A&R to Dr. Dre and Aftermath?
So an A&R is a scout. So I'm a scouting talent. So my particular responsibilities are different from another person or another label, another situation. So I find the talent, we work with the talent, we see if we're going to put out a project with the talent. It's everything. We're working with their management, we're working with whoever they're working with, and we put everything together. So I'm the bridge between the artist and the label. So that's what my responsibility is as far as an A&R. But you wear many hats. Like, you might have to do some admin stuff. You might have to do some publishing stuff. You might have to take out the trash. You might have to make runs. It's like so many different things you might have to do. But the fact that you can do that, and make a dream come true is the best part of it. I love working with people and doing things like this. It completes my journey in this music thing, because I've done everything. I've done everything you can possibly imagine just to get to this point. And the fact, because I didn't like A&Rs. Like, those were like the most hated position in the music industry, because they were the dream killers. They would kill your dream.
Well, they were the bank. They were the loan officers for the bank, basically. Yeah.
It's just like they would just kill your dreams, because I was an artist, and we had to do the A&R meetings, and they're sitting back just chilling, and they're on their phone,
beat
and
on
they're
the desk, not going like I went through it. I went through it a couple years ago with Coda. So I mean, it's just sort of what it is. I mean, I think a lot's changed probably now. Especially in the last couple years with artists being independent versus majors. So let me ask you two questions. One is, how many artists, new artists, would you say you listen to, let's call it a week or a month?
It just varies. Like, it's a lot of people that send me stuff all the time, and I try to listen to it. Yeah. And congrats on Coda too. Like, I saw what happened at the inauguration too. That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, we're going to transition with him more into the booking end of things. But yeah, the inauguration was awesome, and his mixtape's doing good, and it's all good with him.
Yeah. So repeat the question again.
The question? So how many acts would you say you bring to the table a year to Dre? Because I know you said everyone submits music to you, and let's just say
I mean, to go through that whole process, I mean, to be honest, like, to something that I feel comfortable with, one or two, maybe.
A year. And he wants you to listen to everything. Like, yo, listen to everything. Here's your homework. Listen to everything, and if something, you know what I want, so bring it if it's
I'm his ears, we're his ears. So we bring the stuff to him, and he's like, the sensei. He know if he can mold it into something. Obviously, some artists we just feel, and it's like we're real passionate about, but he might be like, I don't know, Ty. I don't know if this is gonna work. But yeah, I mean, to really get through the whole process, maybe like 1 or 2 a year.
Wow. So how do people get their music? Like, there's a lot of unsigned acts in here. So I'm going to give them all your cell phone number after this. So just respond to the ones that so how do people that aren't connected per se, like I sent you a couple people, but that's because I know you. So how do people that don't know you, how do they get music to you?
I mean, every once in a while, I might have a post and have an email address up, and
so they should follow you. They should follow you.
They can follow me. I'll put all my information in here, and it's just, I listen all the time. I just listen to music all the time. I mean, sometimes I need to reset my ears, and then I just go and listen to some stuff that I love. But yeah, I mean, I get stuff all the time. I get every type of thing you can imagine, just to,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, and so for a lot of people that are in the chat and stuff, like.
But I got ideas what they can do and what they should do, because, everybody's not going to make it to a major. There is very talented people that can go straight to a major, but if you build a foundation and you build your fan base organically, because now all the artists have the power. They have the power now. So you can go to a DistroKid, United Masters. You can go to AWOL and all these different distributing companies and just put your stuff out yourself. You don't need a major. The major is the good look. It's like, it looks good, but you want to kind of have the leverage now to do something. And then, the money goes straight to you. It's not like when I was an artist, like we had to, and then,
Yeah.
you have you have small setups. It's not like you have to go into the big studios anymore, work. Everybody got small setups. They can just record. And I tell people this. This is the story I tell. Like, a person's working a 9 to 5. They're just working a 9 to 5. They, on Friday they get mad at their boss, and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm a rapper now. I'm a rapper now."
Yeah.
So they just go, record some stuff right on GarageBand or Logic, whatever, and they can put the song out.
Yeah.
And it might pop. It might pop. It might be a Sheck West, or it might be older Soldier Boy. It might be something like that. You just got to keep stabbing at. But the artists have the power now, and that's what the artist was always fighting for, was the power to control some things. And now it's the time.
So when does it make sense to sign with a major label? When you've already established yourself in the indie world and you've sort of already made your money, like you've created your revenue streams? Or
well, you get what you negotiate. Like the majors are not bad at all. They see what's going on. I don't do things because of numbers or the look of things. I do it how I feel about the music. A lot of people don't do that. It's just about how many, I hated the followers or, the views on YouTube, but it's about the feeling. What the camp that I work with, it's about the feeling of the music, and that's what feels good. Like Anderson wasn't popping at all when we brought him in. He wasn't. He was just, and nobody knew what to do with him.
Yeah.
But he was just so freaking dope.
He was.
He just needed a chance, and Dre caters to the artist. So all the stuff that Dre does works for the artist. It's not like you're in a slave deal or anything like that. No, Dre has been fucked over several times, and he would never fuck an artist or a producer or anybody like that. He will always give them a chance. But I'm just saying, like, artists, you just try it. Just try to do some things, and you could put it out yourself. Like, because if we give you this money, you're gonna have to pay it back. And now it's we want more. Like, the labels want more. We want more. We want, this is Nipsey. We want this. We want your chain. We want your hair. We want everything, because we're not making the money anymore like we used to off of record sales. So we need everything now.
So how do you, because I use this as an example a couple times, but you take an artist like Nipsey Hussle, right? So Nipsey was like, I'm not signing. He was selling out of his trunk. He was underground LA hero. And then he signs the record deal and gets nominated for a Grammy. And I think he might have won. Did he win a Grammy or two last year or 2 years ago?
I think he won for the Khaled song.
Yeah.
And
so
John Connor.
he signed that major deal, right? So do you and from what I could be wrong, I think in that deal he got to keep his masters on that deal.
Yeah, it's a partnership. He partnered with Atlantic, I believe.
Yeah.
To do the deal for his particular imprint. I've known Nipsey since he was 14. He grew up right around the corner from me. Like, I really know him and his family, and how I seen the whole growth of him. Just to talk about him real quick, but he was always about hustling. They called him Nipsey Hussle because he had everything in his trunk. He had everything in his trunk. If I needed blank CDs, white T-shirts, I needed anything, he had it. So he knew how to hustle, and he knew how to leverage himself. Even when he did the 100 mixtapes for $1,000, or the 1,000 for 100, like, he knew exactly what to do. So he partnered with, because he could have just stayed independent and did his thing, but they came to him and they proposed this partnership, and that's what he did.
Now, and it blew up though. That's what I'm saying. Like, so we're up, like, I'm big on the indie thing too. I agree with you. You guys do your own thing first, feel it out. You don't need to be with a major, because a major is going to give you money, and then they're going to take it all back and they're going to own you. That's just the way it is. If you're cool with that and you're cool with someone else owning your art, then that's fine. But when he did that deal with them, that album was awesome. And so that album and his career catapulted from doing the major label partnership.
Yes, it actually does, because it's a major look. you're getting all the major spots, but you're in a partnership now. I mean, obviously, a new artist could do the same thing, but they're going to have to give up more to get that look. It's just what you're going to do, like a 360 deal. So
Yeah.
you're basically giving up. You know, labels never touched your touring money or your merchandise or
Yeah.
anything like
Or
that.
your fan
But
club.
now it's
They got
yes, yeah. Now they control your socials. It's just like all these. They can post when they want.
Of course.
It's a whole different. It's a whole different game now. So a person like Nipsey, and and if Drake decides to go independent, it's going to change the whole world.
Yeah.
If he decides to go independent, like what Taylor Swift is doing, like it's just the artist. Like how do you own, like Prince? How do I produce everything, write everything, compose, put it out, and I don't own it?
I
It's
think
not mine.
artists, when there was physical product, were so enamored with that of actually having a physical CD or an album that they were like, I don't care, I'll give them everything. They can have, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a different game. Now we're digital and we're not tangible. We're streaming music. We're not holding music. We're not holding product. And I think back then with Prince and George Michael, the same thing. Like and Taylor, they did these deals with a bunch of money fronted up front, not realizing, oh, that song's not mine. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm making 20% of that song after I paid all this other money out for whatever. So, a lot of artists don't understand the difference and they want the shine of the major. But like we were just talking about, sometimes that major really can be massive, and especially in a partnership situation.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Anderson is a prime example. Like the partnership that happened between Anderson and Dre and 12 Tone and Aftermath, it was perfect. Everybody was on the same accord. They just knew exactly what to do. But those deals are rare because Dre is a rare person. Like I said, he's never going to mess over an artist. He's going to make sure the artist gets the best deals. Kendrick does his thing, M does his thing. Everything's like the best, and everybody wins. But the artist that signs to a major, it's just, what are you willing to do?
Yeah.
What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to not give up? It's a negotiation. You don't have to sign until you go back and forth with the lawyers, red line everything, and then you decide to sign. But if you do it, like you said, with Prince, he signed that jacked up deal in the I think it was 79 when he signed with Warner. It was something like that, and it was just a terrible, terrible deal for him.
I think they bought the deal from the first guy or something like that. Like he was signed to some independent in Minnesota, and the big label came around and bought him out or something.
It's just crazy.
So tell us about your companies. Like you have some other companies and stuff that you do outside of, being with Dre in the studio and bringing him new artists and handling A&R. Tell us more about the stuff that you're doing. I know you mentioned you have a record label partnership and things like that.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on starting my own thing. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's forming. It's a slow process because I want to do it the right way. I want to configure the whole thing the right way. So when I do officially announce it and do it, everybody that's a part of it will be happy. It's one thing for sure. I know I never want to mess over an artist. And a lot of the deals, like, a lot of people that I managed, we never had any paperwork. Like I just felt weird with the paperwork. It just felt like I was doing something bad. It just felt like I was doing something bad.
I know, but you know what? To you guys, I'm just going to make a pause right now for everyone in here. 100% everybody in this chat, you do paperwork and you do contracts, because it may be your bro, it may be your fam, it may be whatever, but unless you have a document signed off by both parties and created by a lawyer, it doesn't mean anything. And Chance is going through it right now not Chance, Pat the manager, who is Chance the Rapper's manager. They had a handshake. Oh yeah, you get this percentage.
Yeah, and I
it,
know Pat. And I
yeah,
know Pat.
yeah. So it's like, my advice to you guys is get everything in writing, and I'll let you continue on that.
And that's what I was getting at too. Like, my thing is, it's certain people that you can do that with, but if you structure your paperwork right, everybody can be happy. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. So what I'm doing, I'm making sure that, there's options to keep your master recording. It's a lot of different things that I'm going to do. So the person or whomever I sign when I start signing is going to be to my best interest and theirs. And we can definitely make a great deal. And I think I should be announcing this by the summer. I'm just trying to structure it right. That's what I'm doing.
Is this the partnership with Q-Tip?
Q-Tip is my brother, and he's been working. It's so crazy because Dre and Q-Tip are like my two idols. Like, these are like my two. I mean, man, when I first met Q-Tip in the mid '90s with my brother Focus, I mean, when I seen him, I was like, I saw a god. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah.
But he has a situation that he's doing, and I'm a part of that. But that's his situation.
Gotcha.
But I'm heavily involved with it, and that's my bro, and I do whatever he wants me to do. But this particular thing I'm doing is me, and it's all me. It's all me but I got to figure it out. I got to figure out the whole dynamics of it and how it's going to be structured, and then it'd be good. But yeah, Q-Tip, he got some stuff that's coming up soon, and I'm definitely happy for him, and I'm part of that.
Yeah, and thank you for. I talked to him for a while on the phone, a couple times. And he was super cool, and I was like, dude, we did you at the Key Club like so many years ago, and then I did all the true story. I did all the Fife stuff. His Fife solo album were some of the first hip hop shows I ever did, and Fudge was the manager. Was the manager of Tribe. Fudge was also handling Fife, and like we did this little mini tour for Fife in LA, and we didn't know routing, so we did like Santa Monica, we did Hollywood, and we did West LA like 3 days in a row. Like, we didn't know not to play the same areas and everything, and like it was a mess, but we pulled it off, and so I'm indebted to. But I mentioned that to Tip. So are you going to be looking for artists once you're up and running, or do you have artists in mind that you're kind of going to use for your project?
There's a couple artists I have in mind. They're starting to move. They're starting to do a lot of things, but right now they're just on their own. Who knows? Who knows what, somebody, Michael Jackson can walk through the door, or somebody, and I'm going to have to do something. But right now, there's nobody. There's nobody that I would sign right now, because I feel like all the people I'm working with, they're working towards doing something. And there's a few people that actually have deals. So it's a great situation.
That's good. And it's good that you're like coming at it from like a place of heart, and you're almost coming at it from an artist standpoint, like taking care of an artist, like, yo, this is how it's going to be. But, there's a give and take, and these are things you need to understand. And that's sort of like what I've always been about, like with the touring, with the shows and whatever. Like, here's the deal. If you don't like the deal, cool, don't do the deal. But here's the deal. Even like when we do tickets and openers and all that, it's like, it's right here. It's presented to you in black and white. And for those of you in this chat who have ever booked a show with us, and this, you get a contract from us. You get a contract, and it says everything. Yo, you got to push 50 tickets. You got to push 20 tickets. Whatever it is, it's all in black and white. And we try to help artists, because that's what my company was built on. I'm not a musician, so I have no reason to not give artists opportunity. And that's what the foundation of our company is about.
I love it. I love it.
I got a couple questions. David's been writing them down, so I'm going to shoot them out. These are from the viewers.
Yeah, so
okay.
First question, anyone that you've passed on has gotten famous?
So I think you might have answered this already, but is there anyone that you passed on that maybe you brought to Dre, or just in general, an artist that you passed on that later went on to really be bigger than you thought?
Well, that I passed on, no. No, I mean, there's people that I brought to the table
Yeah.
that eventually start doing big things, but I mean, the list is long. But
Can you give us a couple names?
well, the latest artist that we brought in, and I was really really high on, was Corday.
Mm-hmm.
This was when Corday was starting to bubble.
Yeah.
We brought him in, and I just thought it might be a good match. It just didn't work. It just didn't work out.
I could see why. I could see why he wouldn't think. We've worked with Corday, but
Yeah.
I can see why it might not have been Dre's flavor.
Yeah. Then Sir came through. We had Sir, but he had just did the deal with TDE, so we was trying to structure something if we could see if we can do a situation like him and Kendrick. But I mean, the list is crazy.
Yeah.
The people that's been in that building, crazy.
What do you got?
So what would be a realistic way for an indie artist to submit to Aftermath?
Well, I think we answered it, but like, is there a way that an artist can submit to Aftermath, or is that you and Instagram?
I mean, it's a few people like me, Focus, them joints. It's a lot of people that can get something directly to Dre. So there's a few, gatekeepers to get to Dre, but people know who they are. They do their research, and they know it's a few of us that can get something.
So is it impossible for an artist, and this is just in regards to Aftermath, is it near impossible to just send unsolicited music and someone hears it?
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. I mean, literally, it's tubs and tubs of unsolicited music.
And can you even get to it, or you cannot?
Because I mean, literally, they're sending CDs.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just sending stuff, and sometimes I just just listen to stuff just because. But it's.
So
I don't have the time
for the viewers out there. It's not impossible, but it kind of goes into the whole industry thing, and really whatever industry you're in. But essentially, it comes down to who you know. Who you know doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. Who you know might get it to the person that can make that decision. And that's when I was an actor, that's what they used to always say. They're like, oh, there's a million actors out there, but it's who you know. And honestly, in music, it sort of is. And the reason is because there's so much volume. There's so many people submitting. We get a ton of music every day for people that want to play gigs, or I'll get people that want, to be managed or whatever. So there's just a high volume of stuff that gets submitted, guys. And that's why it doesn't always make it to the desk of the decision makers. But I will say this, it is who you know. Don't piss people off. Don't blow them up. Don't send them files that they didn't want in the email. Don't send them files on Instagram DM. Don't do any unsolicited stuff, because it really pushes you away, I think.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it can be overwhelming, because you're holding a dream possibly. Like, everybody wants to be something, and if you the person that can make it happen, it's been so much hate thrown my way, and I'm just a cool dude. I try to help everybody. I try to make sure.
Oh, did we lose Ty?
About that. But can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, my Bluetooth went out. Hold on. Okay. I'm getting calls.
I can hear you anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
fine. But it's basically who you know. But if you grind hard enough, you can definitely make it work. True story. So through the 90s, I loved Jay Dilla. I loved JD. I loved his stuff so freaking much, because he was like a kid of tribe. So, of the whole De La tribe, native tongue. So when Slum came out, I got their mixtape. I think it was like 98, something like that. No information on it. It just says Slum Village. I mean, I wore the tape out. The next year, I got a cleaner copy of the tape finally, in the year 2000, it officially dropped, the album. So I'm going crazy over this damn album. Like, oh my God. So I was like, I got to do something. I got to do something. So on the back, it was their fan club. So I wrote the information down and I wrote them a letter. I was like, look, man, I don't know what I can do. I'm just doing, at the time I was working at Hidden Beach. So I was working on Jill Scott's first album. So I said, I don't know what I could do. I would love to do anything. Just please, like, just let me do something because this has touched me. So they made me like their street team member for LA. So I was putting up stickers. They gave me a gang of promotional stuff to take around, and they loved my grind so much. A few years later, I became their manager.
Awesome.
That's what, so it's just hard work. Like, you just got to put the work in. And if you put the work in, it'll work.
So I always advocate this, and I'm going to ask you this, so at SHP, we are always looking for interns, right? So for those of you in the chat and you want to get in the music business, you're not an artist, or let's say you are an artist and you want to learn the behind the scenes, take an internship. We've had interns that have gone on to be Grammy nominated artists. We've had interns that I've hired. Everyone who works for me was basically an intern. So what do you think of interns, and do you have interns at Aftermath?
Not really. Don't have really interns. Everything is, you just wear many hats. There's really not any room for interns what we do, but we do give people, chances. Like Dre gives a lot of people chances. It could be a person just out of school as an engineer, a runner or something like that. He definitely gives chances. I started as an intern. Yeah. And I interned for almost 2.5 years for Hidden Beach, just running around doing everything I could just to learn the inner workings of a label. Never got paid anything. I was just there. I was pretty much working at FedEx as a driver, going straight to Hidden Beach, then going to do I never was home. I was always out. But I really loved what just learning from all these people, and all these guys that I was working with, they're like all my mentors, like, so I can ask them questions and stuff like that. I suggest internships. Yeah, I suggest it so you can kind of see how it works. There's people that's been from the mailroom all the way to the big room. It's happened, and it's possible.
I mean, anything's possible. And like I said, internships, I agree with you 100%. When things return to normal and we have an office open again, we're going to be looking for interns. We usually always have one or two. And one of my interns was the artist Zoo, the EDM artist who's been nominated for Grammys. Yeah, so he did Faded, and people who know that type of music. Zoo is a big artist, ZHU. Let me ask you something about live streams, because and I talked about this before we brought you on. So, as live concert promoters, obviously we can't move. So we are doing live streams, and we found that people are actually buying tickets for it. And you don't have to be Justin Bieber and have T-Mobile behind you and, have $5 million for it. So what's your take on live streams, live stream shows right now? And has anyone in Aftermath, have you been a part of any of them in the last year?
Not really, because I don't think people had the technology down yet, because we're more concerned with the sound. How does it sound more than does it look like? So, a lot of people were doing, what is OBS? Like, everybody was trying to get everything together, so they can stream, but the stream sounds shitty. And we're concerned with the sound. How does it sound? I'm not against the live stream. I mean, I want something. No, just the difference between music and like sports per se is when people buy tickets for an event, Coachella, it's the experience of being out there. They want to see their artists, live and all that stuff. That's the experience of the live portion of music. But when it comes to like sports, a lot of people just watch it on TV. They just watch sports on TV. and they can still keep up with their team. But when it comes to the performances of their artists, it's like, man, they might come once a year, once every 2 years. So you got to catch them when they hit. So with the live streaming, I think it's just good. Man, we just been in this house, and we gotta do something.
Well, that's what I'm telling everyone. You got it. Like, it's been a year now. Okay. So no one's performed for anyone in like a year. I mean, maybe you live in Florida or Texas or Denver, wherever there's some club shows going on. But,
I'm listening.
Yeah. But most people have not performed in a year. So that's why I'm a big advocate on the live stream. And Ty, we've actually pretty much perfected it with a platform we're using called FrontRow.stream. And we're bringing in these high-end camera guys. I mentioned it earlier. We're bringing in guys that worked on American Idol for 20 years. So on our end, the live streams have been super cool. They're not this. They're like with the sound guy and the light guy and the venue and the stage and the whole nine. So we've been good with it. Let me ask you this: when are we going to be able to tour? Everyone has a different answer, but when is touring going to resume, or will it?
I don't know, and it's kind of like the whole experience of being jammed up in one place, like watching something. Venues are not going to be at capacity anymore. It might be like 30%, and the artist feels a certain type of way when they're looking out there, and it's all this empty space. So, man, it's just they have to figure out something, because like Live Nation and Golden Voice, it's just we need something we need something. It's just I don't know, and I don't know when. And because the fans are a big part of the performance, artists feed off of the crowd. They get energy from the crowd. They feel it. So the same thing with basketball. Like, you dunk on somebody, you screaming, and somebody screaming. Like, it's just, you feed off of that energy. And if it's limited capacity for touring, it's just not gonna feel right.
I know. And I think today they announced that they are canceling Coachella and Stagecoach officially. So I don't know. That's not confirmed, I think, but I read that or heard that on TMZ. But yeah, music festivals here are probably not this summer. Maybe next summer is my guess. Some small club shows. I think you might see 10,000 people at Dodger Stadium by late summer, spread out. But yeah, it's tough, man. And it's been tough on our end. Are there a couple more questions for Ty?
Have you or Dre produced his son Curtis Young, or have you seen him in the studio?
Oh, so who handles Curtis Young? Who produces him?
I'm not sure. That's one of Dre's kids. I'm not sure. I met Curtis maybe twice, but I'm not really sure about Curtis. Shouts out to Curtis.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. So you're, just to wrap everything up, and I can't thank you enough. And if anyone has any last second questions, put them in the comments, and we'll get to them. But we're going to wrap up with Ty Cannon, who, is a friend of mine, and I can't wait to see you in person. I'm going to definitely get you one of these guys, because we just re-released Key Club stuff. So,
wow, I know what that is.
So we re-released the Key Club merch, and they all have the SHP logo on the back. So
that's crazy.
So I'm gonna get you this. We got them in hoodies and T-shirts.
Oh, I need that, because I just found the one when Kendrick opened up for Little Brother.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
those are the craziest shows. Like, people always ask about the Key Club, and I'm like, you guys, it was our Apollo for 5 to 7 years in Hollywood. You never knew who was going to come on stage. You never knew. They were all there. Diddy, Dre, everybody, you name it, they were all there. And it was a great platform and stage for us, because we were launching. Everyone came out of there. And
I love that. I love that place.
So we got the merch, and I'm gonna send you a hoodie or a T-shirt. After this, I'll get with you. And you guys can buy these at our store at shpmarket.com. Is there anything else for Ty?
There is a question that's kind of vague, but would Dre drop like an album? I know he's not rapping, but like kind of how like DJ Khaled and stuff like that are like producing albums with other people, stuff like that.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
it's
that.
all
Yeah.
yeah, it's always an option, but like what he's doing right now,
Yeah.
he's in the gym getting his health back, and that's
So
all
is
we
there is there
yeah.
like is there a new trend in hip hop? Would you say?
As far as sound or
Yeah. Is there a new sound coming out, or is there a new
well, in,
city or movement?
well, we need a new sound because that's the thing. Everybody's using the same sounds.
Yeah.
It's all the same sound packs. If everybody's using the same sounds and the same tempos, it sounds the same.
Yeah.
I just want somebody to come so far left. It's like, wow, that's why would you even think of that? That's what I'm talking about. I want the unmixed, unmastered version because that's what people say. Well, it's not mixed or no. I want to hear that version because I know what I can do with it. It's
Yeah.
just
And
it's
it's out there. It's how do
mm,
you get, how does it get to you? And but there is especially if COVID has taught us anything, it should have taught everybody how to be creative and to open their minds and to figure out new solutions. I know with us, like just doing this and doing the t-shirts and doing live streams and doing marketing packages and PR. I mean, we weren't talking about this a year ago. We were booking the
mm,
Young MA tour. You know what I mean? Like we were not
yeah,
talking about this. And, hopefully everyone's got creative juices flowing and hopefully musically the artists are making great music. Cause I truly believe, and I'm pretty sure you do as well, great music and original sound will always find its way. Great
it
music
will,
will find its
it
way
will,
to you.
it will, it will. I'm telling you, I some stuff has hit my email and I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But just to wrap everything up, like artists and creatives need inspiration. They need to be inspired. And hopefully people can find something that can inspire them because, we've just been in these walls. It's been tough. It just actually have everything closed and
Yeah.
not, but just find your inspiration and just, work at your craft. That's how you make something great. Just work, just keep working. It might not feel like that to you, but just keep at it and it could possibly happen.
Well, I can't thank you enough, man. And congratulations on all the hard work you've put in, and your position and your new company. And please keep us posted on everything. And you guys can follow the Real PhD. Thank you, man. And I'm gonna send you a Key Club shirt and or a hoodie, whatever you want, and I'll get with you after this.
My brother, thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Ty.
it.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Thank you.
peace.
All right, you guys. So that was Ty Cannon. How awesome was that? He straight up told you guys how it is from an A&R standpoint, from a cool A&R standpoint. Ty Cannon will never have his feet up on a desk when you come in there playing your music. That's a real dude, and he told you it's impossible to get to these guys, but follow him on Instagram. Stay in touch with us. Again, great music will find its way. Just reminding you guys tonight, if you want, I keep talking about the live streams. You want to check out a live stream tonight? We've got Dave B with Jason Channel, JP Caruso, and Jackie Kennedy. It starts in about 42 minutes or 52 minutes. You can grab a ticket at shptickets.com. Check out the platform that we're doing. There's a chat room in there. It's dope. February 19th, Simba, Symba. If you don't know who Simba is, check him out because he's popping. And then February 26th, the next time we do this will be with Atron Gregory, Digital Underground, and Tupac. We're going to talk about all that. And then March 26th, Steve Lobel, the master, the We Work in Music Business master, Steve Lobel, March 26th. April 30th, we'll be with Crooked Eye from Slaughterhouse. Crooked Eye is going to talk to us about being independent versus a major. All our merchandise, you guys, shpmarket.com. We've got the hats, okay? All these goofy hats, but actually they're really cool. They're awesome snapbacks and everyone loves them. These are our quality brand. So anyway, if you buy merch from us, it helps go to our furloughed employees' health insurance fund. So it's for a good cause. We're obviously not doing shows, so we're trying to sell merch and we're giving you guys free advice. So shpmarket.com. You can get a Key Club shirt. You can get a Knitting Factory Brooklyn shirt. Our logo's on the back. And you can get the Mint. We've got the Mint in Hollywood. So if you guys buy something at our store, shpmarket.com, it goes to help me pay for our guys' health insurance that aren't working. But I continue to do that. I've been doing that for a year. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And you know what? You guys have a great time tonight. Check out the live stream, and we will see you on February 26th. I'm going to talk about Tupac. Tupac's one of my favorites. Atron Gregory's like a real OG, like real. He's going to tell you how Tupac got signed. And Digital Underground, one of my favorites of all time. Stay blessed. Check out the live stream, shptickets.com. Check out the merch, shpmarket.com. Get the newsletter. The email thing is in our bio, webookbands.com, if you want to get on a live stream or you want to find out about upcoming shows. Peace out, and thank you guys. Thank you, David, for helping me out, and stay blessed.